if you're watching this right now, then you're exactly where you have to be. Nowhere else. Right? Because ultimately that's it. The now. So what's the next now bringing? If it's introspection and self-work, then let it be. If it's dancing, if it's movement, movement is life, right? So embrace movement. There we go.
All right, are we good? All
All right.
right. So, well, the first what comes in my mind, thank you for arriving in this alignment. And what does it really mean for you, or how do you perceive it? What is it really to become in alignment?
What is it to become in alignment? Well, I suppose it's something to do with how we respond to the present moment, right? So I guess for me, it would be not only what is going through within ourselves, but actually how are we responding to whatever life presents to us. And now, however we respond, I suppose, would give us a framework on our alignment, right? If we are in acceptance, we're pretty aligned. But I think we could even be more, because if we take a situation, whatever it might be, and create from it, right, and bring out our creative expression from an open heart, then we are taking the frequency that's coming and then we're elevating it. So that is, right? That is being also super, that's alignment. So there's alignment within, there's alignment with above, with below, with what's across, right? So
All
there you
right,
go.
amazing. What is actually that you have found to be just some of the crucial things the world needs right now, or that you may need as well?
What are the crucial things that the world needs right now? So basically, if we listen to the collective, right, and to what's happening, 3 years ago we got Corona, right? What did that force us to do? It forced us to go to, within, right? So if you ask me, the first thing that comes would be to go within, right? I have a story for you. I was 4 years old, and I was with my nanny at the time, and we were shopping, and I was in the counter with my little short kid with my nanny, buying stuff, and I took a Snickers, a chocolate bar, and I put it in my pocket. I stole a Snicker bars. I was 4 years old. And I, at that point, was aware that I was doing something wrong. But where did I learn it from? I'm barely having memory. So for me, that counts as a little bit the baggage that we bring in. That is not just our responsibility in terms of our trauma, right? So our trauma are not our responsibility, but healing them are, right? So we have to make that effort. So we have to go, I think, within and within ourselves and within our system. So I started with family, right? Looking at, okay, what's my relationship with my father? What's my relationship with my mother? But just to make it kind of quick and so we can get something tangible out of it, I like to work with a quadrant these days. 4 areas of self-development, where you can kind of map where you are in each one and decide where you put the work, right? So I talk about wake up, clean up, show up, and grow up, right? So it's kind of self-explanatory, right? Wake up, you wake up to the fact that we're one. We're one with everything and we're one with ourselves, right? Clean up is getting the broom out and, seeing what's under the rug, right? So, doing the trauma work, doing the shadow work. What do I think I'm not, and therefore project in the other and reject from the other only because I don't see it in myself, right? Then you have grow up. So, and grow up is everything that has to do with the psychological evolution, following the cycles of life and following, I think, the tools that allow us to have perspective, to see life from your eyes, to see life from the eyes of a culture that's not mine, like the Muslim or the Arab culture that we're here now, that needs so much attention collectively in these times. And then there's show up, which is how all of these 3 mentioned before manifest through action in the everyday. And so I think it's a beautiful way of looking at it because, we talk about right now. So if we took this map, I would tell you, okay, so, I would ask myself and then I would ask you, where do you feel you're confident and where do you feel you need work? Because we always need work. So for me, for example, show up is my challenge, right? Showing up, being disciplined, being grounding, waking up, doing what I tell myself to do. That's a challenge for me. So that's what, for example, I'm working on right now, right? So yeah.
Perfect. This was amazing one. I'm gonna remember it. I'm having themes, different ones, but this like kind of really down to earth, really.
Yeah, it's not mine. Huh? Don't.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of borrowed from Ken Wilber and his
Wilbur.
yeah,
Okay.
integral theory.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
a simplified version because integral theory is like, "Woof."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah,
Like.
transpersonal. It's very
All
down my
right, all
line.
right. Um, your greatest experience in terms of transforming yourself.
My greatest experience in terms of transforming myself, I am very much down the shamanic route. I am all about altered states. I feel like I get into an altered state and I go beyond what I know and what I think I know. So it's like new doors and synchronicities and synapses are available. So yeah, my the evolution of my consciousness has always been a work of having an altered state, then coming back, then being like, why the fuck am I here? Dealing with reality, not going into altered states and dealing with the now, and then coming back and seeing it from a new perspective. So I could tell you, a lot of different ones, but yeah, I think everything that connects us to source and to the fact that even though it sounds cliche, the universal energy is love. Has been transformational because I've had moments of yeah, doing Toad, for example, in the middle of the night and going to hug my father at 2 a.m. in the morning. It's like, it's all love. It's all love. And then hugging him and then being just super fucking weird. And he was thinking, about to have a heart attack. He was like, what are you talking about? But being able to really tell my dad, like, stuff that I hadn't been able to tell him my entire life, like just the fact that I love him and he's an inspiration for me. And things like that had just been blocked for 30 years were able to come out, and that's powerful. But there's many, all roads take to Rome, like they say, right? And in fact, every day that goes by, I put more power into the capacity of our body to do it, right? Like the work you do and movement and the work Lori does with breath work, we have it all inside of us. But me personally, I like to get a little bit help, but that's just me, like I have fun with it,
Hmm.
and
How would
it's
you
good.
encourage people actually to take the step and go into the unknown?
It's a good question. I think I personally am a big fan of. I mean, it's the polarity, right? It's like we have the capacity to heal ourselves, but we all need help at the same time. So I'm a big fan of looking for help and finding it around you. Life will present, and it's good if it's a person, if it's another person that's been through what you're going through. But it can be a tree, right? It can be the ocean. For a lot of people, it can be a wave. It can be whatever presents. But nature, I don't want to be a city hater, but I'm not because I grew up in many. But sometimes connecting back with nature is so the first step is wanting to is being in the shit. It's embracing crisis. If you're going through a right moment, good, because that now is the opportunity. Because if you're on top of the wave in life, why work on anything? So the hardest is when you're down. So to take the step, and right. So I suppose celebrate the fact that you're in the shit and you're going through a massive crisis. I don't know, because that there's always opportunity there. If you're watching this right now, then you're exactly where you have to be. Nowhere else. Right? Because ultimately that's it. The now. So what's the next now bringing? If it's introspection and self-work, then let it be. If it's dancing, if it's movement, movement is movement is life, right? So embrace movement. There we go. Why not, right? I mean, that's your work as well, and I want to honor that because, hey, you know, you've given me the opportunity to be here, so embrace movement.
Embrace movement. Laurie, what did you wanted to ask your sweetheart, but you didn't kind of actually maybe step into the braveness of asking him? Really, maybe some shadow or something. Have you got anything that you really want to know? Personal or transpersonal?
We have a daily podcast at home, so. A daily podcast at home.
Amazing. No questions. It is like that. Like, if we really hear this moment, then all of the questions are already answered now. And you are the answer, and you are living in the answer already. It's just about this crazy ability to get there and to appreciate and to really kind of good. Good. We're good.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Wonders, for this amazing opportunity to just share things and let it all be heard as it needs to be,
As it needs to
or let's just celebrate being.
That's it.